In this short video, I'm going to show how direct object pronouns work in Spanish. So the first thing is we need to understand what is a direct object. Okay, so a direct object is the first recipient of the action of the verb. In other words, it answers the question who or what in relation to the verb. For example, if the sentence said, Yo miro la televisión, first thing you find the verb, miro, and then you ask who or what do you watch? And the answer to that question is going to be the direct object. Yo miro la televisión. Miro, who or what do you watch? Televisión. Okay, so that's how the first step is to identify the direct object. So why do we need to know direct objects? The purpose of direct object pronouns in Spanish or any language is to avoid repetition. So if you think about like little kids, right? So when they first start speaking and you say, Oh, Sally, do you like doggies? Yes, I like doggies. Johnny, do you like candy? Oh, I like candy, right? So it's more of that like you ask a question, they answer the question with the same verbiage. So using direct object pronouns is going to avoid that repetition in language. And oftentimes it's used in a question and answer. So, Sally, do you like doggies? Yes, I like them. Johnny, do you like candy? Yes, I like it. Um, and so it can be in asking a question or referring back to something that has previously been mentioned. So, as with any pronouns, the direct object pronoun replaces the direct object. Okay, so, and since it's replacing it, it must agree in gender and number with the noun that it replaces. Okay, so these are the direct object pronouns me, te, lo, la, nos, os, which you don't need to worry about that one, los, and las. Okay, so me is me, te, you. Lo and la can mean it. Okay, like do you like candy? Yes, I like it. It can also mean him or her. Okay, so we'll get into that in a second. Nos, us, and then los and las can mean them, meaning people or things. Okay, so let's look at this example. We're going to practice taking the direct object and replacing it with a direct object pronoun. Okay, so the question is, ¿miras la televisión? So, número uno, find the verb, miras. Número dos, ask who or what in relation to the verb. So, who or what do you watch? Televisión. Step three is we're going to replace the direct object. So, we're going to take televisión, we're going to replace it with a pronoun that corresponds. Okay, so it's a thing, it, and it's feminine. So we're going to replace it with la. See? Okay, so that's the process of how you take a sentence that has a direct object in it and then replace or rewrite the sentence by using the direct object pronoun. So, like any pronouns, remember we've seen pronouns, reflexive pronouns. We're going to see indirect object pronouns in the next chapter. And so we have to know where do we put those pronouns in the sentence. So we have, if you have one verb, just a conjugated verb, they're going to go before the conjugated verb. Okay. So, for example, cuando haces la tarea? The verb haces. Okay, so there's only one verb, so we only have one choice, and that is to put it in front of the conjugated verb. So, what are you doing? The homework, la tarea. So, we're going to replace la tarea with la because it's singular feminine. So, when we answer the question, we put it before the conjugated verb. La hago por la noche. Okay, Then, if you have two verbs, so if you have a conjugated verb and an infinitive, like we do here, necesitas hacer la tarea. If you have a conjugated verb and an infinitive, two verbs, you have two options, okay? It can go in front of the conjugated verb or attached to the infinitive. So you could say, si la necesito hacer. Si la necesito hacer. So here it is in front of the conjugated verb, or si necesito hacerla. Okay, so that is attaching it to the end of the infinitive. Okay. All right. So next, this is just another, explanation of using the direct object. So it's the sentence, the noun that receives the action of the verb. It's the first recipient of the action of the verb. Yo leo un libro. Action, leo. Who or what do you read? Libro. Okay, that's the direct object. Miguel estudia la filosofía. Verbo, estudia. Who or what does Miguel study? La filosofía. Okay. So the direct object pronoun replaces the direct object, and in Spanish, just like I said, it must agree in gender and number with the noun it replaces. Yo lo leo. The lo is the libro. I read it. Okay. Now it seems weird because we have the pronoun in front of the verb. So if we're reading it like we would in English, it would be like I, it, read, or it, I read. See? But remember, it just has to go in front of the conjugated verb, or if you have two verbs, you have two choices. Okay? Miguel la estudia. He studies it. All right. So, again, these are the direct object pronouns that are referring to people. So it can be lo, la, to be it or him or her, los, las, them. Okay, so here's another example. ¿Quieres el pollo? So remember, we're using direct objects to avoid repetition. So instead of saying, sí, quiero el pollo, yes, I want the chicken, you see, quieres, who or what do you want? Pollo. Then we look at pollo, and we're going to replace pollo with lo. Sí, lo quiero. Is this starting to make sense? Okay, so again, to review, the placement of direct object pronouns, they can always go in front of a conjugated verb. Okay, so even if you have two verbs in the verb phrase, you can always put it in the front. Comes el pan? Sí, lo como. Estudias las matemáticas? Sí, las estudio. Miras la televisión? Sí, la miro. So these are all singular verbs. Como, estudio, miro. One verb, it goes in front. All right, next. When we're using a phrase that has an infinitive or the present progressive, where you have estar plus ando y endo, that's when we have two verbs. So we have two choices. Again, it can go in front of the conjugated verb or attached to the infinitive or the ando y endo. So, for example, ¿quieres comer el pan? So this whole quieres and comer make up the verb phrase. Okay? What do you want to eat? El pan. So we're going to replace el pan with the corresponding pronoun lo. See? And we can put it in front of the conjugated verb, lo quiero comer, or attached to the infinitive. And then here's an example with the present progressive. ¿Estás estudiando las matemáticas? So the whole verb is estás estudiando. Who or what are you studying? Las matemáticas. So then we're going to replace las matemáticas with las, see? And we can put it in front of the conjugated verb, las estoy estudiando, or estoy estudiando las. See? All right, so this is going to be a chance for you to practice. So in the following sentences, underline the verb and draw a box around the direct object. So pause the video now and do this short activity. Underline the verb and draw a box around the direct object. Okay, so hit pause. Okay, did you do it? So let's see how you did. So these are las respuestas. So miro. Who or what do you watch? La tele. Mis amigos y yo estudiamos. So the action, the verb, estudiamos. Who or what do you study? Español. Prefiero poner. I prefer to put sugar and cream in mi café. Who or what do you prefer to put in your coffee? Leche y azúcar. Mi hija siempre hace su cama por la mañana. Hace. What does she do or make? Su cama. It could just be cama. If you only put the box around cama, that's fine. Pablo nunca lava su ropa. Lava, who or what does he watch? Wash ropa. Okay, so now we're going to take it even one step further. Now you're going to rewrite the sentences, replacing the direct object with the corresponding direct object pronoun. Okay, so you're going to take the pronoun that you already put the box around, and if you wrote it on a piece of paper, I want you to cross it out, okay, and put what the pronoun is going to be. So if it's going to be lo, la, los, las, and then rewrite the sentence. Okay, so pause your video while you do that, and then when you're done, unpause to see how it's supposed to be for the answers. Okay, let's see how you did. So, siempre la miro, because it's la televisión. La tele, ¿sí? Lo estudiamos, because lo was el español, ¿sí? Prefiero poner los, because it's la leche y el azúcar, ¿sí? Prefiero poner los, or los prefiero poner. And then, mi hija siempre la hace por la mañana. It was la cama. Replace la cama with la. Mi siempre la hace. Only one verb, hace. Pablo nunca la lava. La was la ropa, and there's only one verb, lava, so it has to go in front of lava. Okay, so that is it for the first step of direct object pronouns.